What?
I don't know why you keep doing that. We already got the claps. We're good. We're on.
I do. The last one is for us.
Okay.
That last clap is for us. Anyway, thank you guys so much for showing up. This is Between the Laughs, and I am Carlos Mencia. This is my boy Gabe Lopez, where we at this point sometimes interview, sometimes subjects. But so yesterday, I was having just a really shitty day, and I was processing it, and then I thought to myself, which one of my friends do I call to talk about this that's going to understand and, have some good advice?
Got it.
So anyway, I ended up going through I go, oh shit, I know what, this is a guy I want to call. And anyway, I did. But it got me thinking about, like, I'm 58 years old, bro, and the amount of friends that I have is not huge. But it didn't work out the way I thought it would. You know what I mean? Like, the friendship turned out to be something way different than I ever thought it would be. And I kind of started going, well, what is a friend to me? What is it? And it's weird because it's like the word friend for me is a folder with a shitload of subfolders in it.
Yeah.
Because there are certain friends that fit certain categories, certain friends that are no matter what friends, the ride or die friends, the kind of friends, this person for this kind of friend, you know what I mean? That's the way it is for me. Because not all of my friends fill all of the friendship kind of, things, so to speak. What is friendship to you, brother?
Oh, so much different from my 20s to now. Mm-hmm. 20s, it was just, how many people could I know?
Right.
How many, almost like that was your level of popularity. I have so many friends.
So the acquaintances were friends?
Like, and we've talked about this before, but like it was the best advice I got. And I think, I don't remember who, but it was just when they gave me the 6 thing, like if you got 6 friends, those are the people that are going to put you in the ground when you die. If you got that, you got all you need. And I've stuck to that. Like all the friends I can count on that I know that 3 a.m, they're gonna pick up the phone and because I'm stuck, or hey, my sister's stuck, can you help her out, or something that I can count on. Less than 1, 3, maybe 4. And I'm happy with that.
Yeah. So what is it? What does it mean to you? Like for me, once you get past that friend. So there's a movie called Tequila Sunrise, and it's basically a drug lord and a drug dealer kind of come together, and the drug dealer's best friend is a cop. So there's this dynamic of like he's best friends with the drug dealer and he's best friends with the cop. Yeah. And he's kind of trying to, he writes that thing really well. Like, don't ask me about him and you don't ask me about him. You guys are different. But he's friends with one because the Mexican guy helped him out when he was in jail and kept him safe. Yeah. So that's his boy. His friend, who became a cop, is like a lifelong friend. They actually got caught together smoking weed in Mexico, but one of them was in the water when it happened. Anyway, there's a point in the movie where Raul Julia is saying to Mel Gibson, how could you fuck up our friendship? Yeah. You know what I mean? He's like, family. You don't get to choose your family, but friendship, we chose each other. How could you fuck it up? Yeah. And it was like this choice. And so for me, once you get past that and you're a friend, I'm in. I'll take you to the fucking airport when I don't want to. I'll cancel a gig to go to your, recital or whatever it is. I'll cancel the gig to go to your wedding. I'll that kind. But I don't have many friends like that.
I was listening. There was a radio show when Steve Harvey was doing radio, and it's still stuck with me today. And he said it once, and it stuck. I must have been like 19, 20
WGCI.
It was something like that. I think he was at 92.3 The Beat in LA when he was. Yeah. And at one line, he's like, "Be careful who you call a friend, because one day you're gonna have to be one." Mm-hmm. And that's stuck with me. That stuck with me for so long. Like I still believe that. It's. everybody's around for the good times.
Right.
You know, who's around to go through the mud with you? And are you that same friend to them?
Right. Right. I don't have a lot of friends like that. You know what I mean? And the opposite is very rarely true for me. You know, my life is pretty full, so to speak. I mean, I could die right now and tell you that every dream I ever had came true. This is all cherries. This is all extra.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this was never even a thought that I'd be telling jokes and paying bills and taking care of my family for this long. Doing that's, dude, come on now. Like everything else is just
Gravy,
baby. But friendship. So let's go when it started. For me, it was interesting because I don't know if you know about I got dropped off at this it was like a daycare center basically. So before school, they would drop me off at the daycare center. They would walk us across the street to go to school. Then after school, we'd walk across the street back, go to the daycare center, and the daycare center was open till 6 o'clock, so that
parents pick you up.
Parents can drop you off and pick you up from work. It gave them enough time. So Hamel Street School, and I remember that the friends we had there, I thought were gonna be forever, because they weren't the friends from school. Those guys were kind of friends. Rodel and Anibal, those guys are okay. But Richard over here, oh, that's my boy. We hang out after school together all the time. Yeah. You know what I mean? I thought those guys are going to be forever. Dude, and as soon as we graduated 6th grade, and we all kind of ended up, because we all lived in different places, so we all ended up going to different high schools, never talked to them again. Thought those would be forever. Yeah. The first ones. Thought they would be forever, dude.
That's in the yearbook. Friends forever, bro.
Right? And none of those. Do you still have any friends that from elementary?
Definitely from high school, thanks to things like Facebook and Instagram that you reconnect. And
I'm talking about elementary.
But like elementary, no.
None from elementary.
None.
All right, so I have none from elementary. So let's kick that. So then there were the guys I grew up with. Now, the interesting part about the way we grew up is if there's there's a building that has 5 connected townhouses, which you call them, whatever the projects anyway. They faced each other, so within that little 2 rows of 10 domiciles, if you will, there were 8, 9 of us, something like that. So we were all friends.
Yeah.
I thought those guys would be forever. Right, I do jokes about these guys, about Martin and Chewy and Gabe, you know what I mean, and all those guys, and Gilbert, Gilbert because he stuttered, and Frank and Armando, and I thought those guys definitely gonna be forever, and we even have like a bonding thing because we were all out of school, we were all older. One of the guys came to see me perform, and I did the story about the priest and the molestation. Anyway, after we talked, and then there was this dude named Jimmy, and Jimmy was a guy that would let us go into his room as kids and listen to his albums, and he was a little older. Anyway, I turned out saying something about the fact that Jimmy molested me when I was a kid, right? But it was one of those weird moments where I was like, all right, I got to tell my boys what happened when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know about you guys, man, but shit, fucking Jimmy, blah, 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 when I was a kid. And then I looked up, and the look on everyone's face, bro, was that moment where I went, get the fuck out of here. No.
No way.
Yes, dude. Every single one of us, bro. He molested every single one of us, and none of us knew because none of us ever talked about it. None of us ever said anything about it. And I thought that would kind of keep us together, so to speak.
That was a strange bonding experience?
Well, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, victims unite sometimes, right? Victims.
I agree.
But no, it did the opposite. It kind of drove us, not away, but like, almost like you remind me of a period of time I don't want to remember.
Got it.
Instead of all the cool times when we get together and go, hey, man, remember when we played that football game against the Rascals and
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And, remember when we took that hike and we went over there and we almost got killed because it started to rain and then the water drainage came and we didn't realize we were in a big drainage. And then I was walking and there was a hole and I just sank into the hole and I swam out of it, thank God. But it was like all that kind of stuff. And then it just kind of became like, oh, Jimmy. And then it just, so it kind of separated. So those childhood kids, still friends in a way, but they're like childhood friends.
Yeah.
They're not any friends that we would really do anything with. Or maybe sometimes, you know what I mean? Maybe, hey, come to the show and you want to have dinner before the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have dinner before the show. Something like that. But definitely not as close as I thought. And that led into high school. So what about you leading into high school? Did you have friends growing up? Did you have friends that you played baseball with?
There were friends that I played ball with, and a couple. Actually, I could take that back. I do have a friend from.
There you go. See what I'm saying?
From elementary school.
There it is.
And just because we reconnected.
Dude, right now, he's listening to this going, motherfucker, you son of a bitch.
And I remember I was living here in Vegas, and I grew up in Orange County.
Yeah.
And
is this from Tustin or Santa Ana?
From Tustin.
Okay.
And I've known him since 3rd grade, so I just realized, and haven't seen him in years, but I found out his mom passed away, and I'm like, please send me all the information, and I made the drive down. And I made the drive down, and I hadn't seen him in so many years, and so and it worked out that there were 3 or 4 of us that knew each other.
What's it like a little reunion?
Yeah, a little reunion. It actually became an unfortunate death became a little blessing, a little reunion in the process. But his name is Ryan, and his mom had such an impact on my life. Like she was just,
why?
we would always hang out at their house. Like that, Ryan's house was a house to hang out at. That's where we all hung out. So his mom was the one that always had the tray of pizza rolls, for all the kids that were there, and she was like
she was the one feeding you guys, taking care of you. Was she Mexican?
No, white, very white, and she's just an absolutely wonderful lady.
Yeah.
And so I made a point hey Ryan, I want to be there. Right. I know we haven't seen each other, but I'd like to pay my respects.
Because you remembered her mom too. His mom, and doing all that cool stuff for you.
Yeah, and I'd like to pay my respects and went down and thank God they invited us to the little dinner luncheon after, and it was just great to see because Ryan's dad was my baseball coach for so many years. This family as a whole had such an impact on my life, and so yeah.
I'm glad you remember, dude.
So you just triggered it right now.
That's badass.
And this was just last year.
Yeah. The death you mean? I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and we just and so we keep touch here and there, but he has a wife and 3 beautiful kids, and And I'm like, bro, you got it, you made it, know. And he has 2 daughters and a son. He coaches his son and everything he does, and just a wonderful family. So, and it was great to see his dad, and just everything. Fuck, you just triggered so many things right now.
Yeah,
just
good.
So,
That's
so,
what
so
I wanted.
great.
This is what I wanted to know because these feelings are.
Yeah.
I think friendship is the most rewarding of those relationships that you have because it's choice.
Yeah.
Right? I'm choosing for you to be a part of my life, right? I'm making a choice to bring you into this fold.
Yeah.
To be in my inner sanctum.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny that you have those feelings because those were the feelings that I was thinking of today. And what we're kind of going through is the different kind of relationships that you have. So it's right. We had friendships when we were kids that we thought, but then that one. Yeah. It literally did go past that moment, and there was a moment where you went, "Damn, I got to go hang out with my friend."
Yeah.
So that's 3rd grade. Now middle school? Middle school?
No, nobody.
No middle school for me.
No middle school. No. I
didn't really go to middle school. Okay, so shit. Let me go. So when I was a kid, I took all these advanced classes. Anyway. I know this sounds crazy weird, but by the time I graduated the 6th grade, the teachers wanted me to go into the 9th grade or the 10th grade or something. They wanted me to skip a grade or 2 when I was a kid. And my parents were especially my dad. My dad was like, no, I'm not going to let you be with the older boys so that they come manipulate you and turn you into a gang member. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't understand how the fuck I went from a straight A student to Cholo,
Yeah.
but what is this
Yeah.
bullshit?
We're gonna jump you some grades because of your intelligence, but
Right. So my dad sent me to Honduras for 3 years. So
So you could
7th, 8th,
catch
or
up.
9th grades, I just lived in a farm, didn't go to school, because I'd already, it was all they had was 6th grade. I'd already done that.
Yeah.
And so it was just going to Honduras and learning whatever the shit I learned there. But there, I'm did I make any friends there? I didn't. But I always felt like the outsider there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was always the American
yeah,
that was doing Honduran things. Like they would make fun of me and like stupid shit.
Yeah.
Like it would be the equivalent of me going, "What kind of car is that?" I don't know. It's a Toyota, stupid.
Yeah.
That's what they would do to me.
Yeah.
They would go, oye, ¿qué tipo de árbol es ese? And I was like, what type of tree is that? Yo no sé. No sabe nada. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So I didn't really make any friends there. Nothing like that. Because had I made friends in Honduras back in those days, whoever those friends are, they'd be in the United States of America right now. I would have sponsored them. I would have got them their green card.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They screwed themselves.
But they were just so mean to me. They just poked me a little too much. Like the hazing never stopped.
Yeah.
And so it just no friends. So then I came back and I immediately went into the 10th grade. Of course, they wanted to put me in. So I came back and they're like, "You haven't gone to school for 3 years." They go, "You got to go to the 7th grade." I'm like, "All right, give me all the tests that are required to get into the 10th grade." And so they gave me all those tests, and I passed all those tests. But I remember they put me in a remedial English class, a remedial math class, and then the rest of the classes, they don't have remedial. They didn't have remedial science. They didn't have remedial, but so they have remedial breeding. And so it was really funny because I'll never forget it, dude. On the first day of my math class, the teacher asked the question, and I immediately said, "Oh, yeah, the answer is this." And then she asked another question, and the answer is this. And then she started asking me personally just more mathematical questions, and I kept answering them. And then it's so hysterical, dude, because there was a cholo next to me, bro, and after, however many questions I answered, he was like, "Hey, look at this fucking studious motherfucker, bro. Hey, I'm fucking studious, bro. Hey, I'm fucking white, bro." And it was so funny because I'll never forget. And the teacher went, "You guys keep laughing because he's not going to be here tomorrow." Tomorrow he's going to the actual smart class. I'm skipping him to the other class. You guys are still going to be here tomorrow doing your ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. Yeah, dude.
Wow.
I know, bro. I know. It was like so cool. And then the same thing happened in my English class. I started that reading, and then she was like, "Wait a minute, why are you here?" I'm like, "Because I just got here from Honduras, so they put me in this class." It was like, "You don't belong in this class. You need to." So, dude, by the second day, I was already in all these new classes, taking advanced classes again. So it kicked in, but because of that, I still had my friends from school, right, Gilbert, and then but that's when it started. We didn't go to school together. We went to the same school,
Yeah.
but we didn't go to school together. We didn't walk together. It wasn't like The Sandlot, you know what I mean, or Stand By Me.
Yeah.
It was you could see that it was already beginning to kind of disseminate into something different. And in high school, there were like people that we hung out with, but there was Chelly and but it was most like because I had a car. So it was like, "Hey, I'm going to the beach. Can we go?" Sure. But it was never
A real friendship. It was a transactional situation.
Yeah. So I never got that. And when I went to college, I went to a college right by my house, so I didn't do the whole college experience.
Yeah,
so I didn't get to leave
either.
the house.
Yeah.
So I never got that. So up until my young adulthood, I don't know that I really retained any friends from the past. You?
Not many. And if there's any contact, it's through social media, and that's how you find some of these people. You know, like, oh shit, I went to high school with this person. Oh shit, I played baseball with this person. And
Well, I'll get that.
Yeah,
Do you get that too, right? Every once in a while when you perform?
yeah, yeah.
When somebody comes up and
Yeah.
goes, hey, you know, with me, I'll know when they're like, Ned, what the fuck? I'm
yeah.
like, oh
Yeah.
shit, what's up? And then it'll click, like, oh my God, we went to school,
Yeah.
or I remember.
The last time we were at the Ice House in Pasadena together, an old coworker from when I was like 22 just shows up, and I'm like, wow, I haven't seen you in like 2 decades. How you doing? It's like, I had a cancer thing, and I got rid of it, and I'm good. You know, they ripped out one of my balls, but I got a fake ball there, so it still looks good.
Right. That's a badass. That's a good story. They took one of my balls. I got a prosthetic. You want to see it? Like, no.
I'm good. I trust you. I'm glad they got rid of the ball.
I would love to. I don't know anybody that has a fake ball, but if I did, I'd have to see it, right? Because I remember the first time I realized that that balls move on their own. Nobody ever looks down there.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know, but I remember one day I pinched the nutsack and then it went, and then I was looking and my testicle did a little move, bro. It did a little move, and I went, "What? Those things move on their own? What?" And then, dude, for hours, I remember just watching my balls go like this. Point being,
People are gonna love this episode, by the way.
I would love to be able to go like this and see one ball move,
And
and,
the other
then
one
one just stays still and the other one goes around it. It would just be interesting. That would be a great joke.
In the name of science, you
But
would
that would be a great joke, dude. That would be like one of those things that you can put into your act.
Yeah.
So, but I don't have a friend like that. So my real friendships started when I started pretty much doing stand-up, like real friendship, and the first real friends were. It's interesting because I met him. Anyway, I'll say Randy, and this other guy. Anyway, this other guy. I don't want to say his name because he turned out to say some racist shit that I just kind of didn't. It didn't square with me.
Got it.
It was, and I'll tell you what occurred. So all of us hung out. We'd go play pool together, and when I say we'd go play pool, I mean we'd go to the pool hall and play till 5 o'clock in the morning, like 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean we were to this day, Randy. He's one of my best friends, so still to this day I hang out with him. But the other guy, we were watching a football game, and I don't know if you remember Duper and Clayton, the receivers from Miami
for the
back
Dolphins,
in the day.
the Dan Marino days, yeah. Mm-hmm. The Marks.
Yep. He dropped the pass in the end zone, and this guy yelled out, my apologies, I'm just being honest. He goes, "That fucking nigger dropped the ball." And I literally immediately went, "Dude, what the fuck, bro?" Because it wasn't funny.
Yeah.
It wasn't a comedian trying to be cute.
Yeah.
He meant it.
It was.
So I looked at him and I was like, "Please tell me that you're fucking kidding." And he doubled down. And he looked at me and went, "No, when you get paid to do that and you drop the ball in the end zone, you're a fucking..." And he dropped it again. And that was the beginning
Of the end.
of the end. It ended when it still exists on La Cienega Boulevard. It's like in between, let me see, Wilshire and 3rd Street. Yeah, between Wilshire and 3rd Street on Santa Monica, on La Cienega Boulevard, there's a Norms. It's 24-hour Norms. So I was there with Albert. Oh, I got to talk about Albert. It's interesting. Well, anyway, because anyway. So Albert was there, my younger brother, and there were some black guys behind us, and I was with that guy, and he dropped a hard ER M-bomb.
Now, is this a white guy that we're talking about?
A white Cuban.
Oh, white Cuban. Okay.
Yeah. So Cubano.
Yeah.
Latino.
Yeah.
But
Light skin.
white. No, not light skin. Like blonde hair, blue eyes.
Got it.
You know, that Latino, that guy. So that was him. And he dropped that hard R. And I looked at him and I said, "Listen to me, bro. If those guys hear you and they get up, I want you to know
No help on this end.
You're not getting any help from me whatsoever. Like zero. And then Albert goes, dude, you back your friends no matter what. And that's the moment I said, I'm never hanging out with you again. What he just said is not right. You don't back anybody up no matter what. That's not the way it works.
Yeah.
You're my friend, but dude, you rape a woman and I know about it, I'm calling the cops. I'm sorry. I'm not keeping that in.
Yeah.
You shoot somebody, I'm not keeping that in. You do something, I'm not keeping it in, bro. You know what I mean? That's just not me. I'm not going to support you in any endeavor just because you're my friend.
Yeah.
That's not what kind of friend puts me in that position in the first place?
Yeah.
What kind of friend are you that you're going to say that in front of 3 6-foot-something black dudes? I'm 5 foot nothing, 100 and nothing. All of a sudden, I'm Rudy. You're 5 foot nothing, 100 nothing. But no, dude, I think that's just what kind of a friend does that in the first place? Let alone that he's racist.
That's a bad friend that put you in that position. So that's like, okay, so that says a lot about him.
Right. And teaching my younger brother that racism is okay?
Yeah.
No. So that's when we split. But Randy, my black friend that I met through him, ironically, we're still friends to this day, bro. We still hang out. We don't ride. I don't have time to ride anymore, but we'll still, like, I can call him up right now and be like, hey, what are you doing on Sunday? Let me get one of the motorcycles prepared. Let's go for a ride. He'll be like, yeah, no problem. Or, hey, Randy, I need you to shoot some stuff for me, or, hey, Randy, I miss you, man. Send me a picture of your kids. Or, hey, I need a ride to the airport. Or, like, whatever it is, he still got it.
I'd like to meet Randy. I've known you for years talking about Randy, and I've never met him. I'd like to meet Randy.
Well, because by the time you and I got around, he had already kind of moved on. Because he was on the road with me for, like, a long time. And then once, it got to a place where he's now, doing his own thing. He's like Getty Images. And, like, those Getty Images, some of those you'll pull up. He took those pictures. A lot of those.
Oh, he's a photographer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he does a lot of stuff with movies. Anyway, he's a friend. But digressing, bro, because I talked about Albert. So Albert, the guy I call my brother, what it is when he was a child, very young, I don't even think he remembers very much, his father, my Uncle Carlos, who has 4 kids here in this country, came to America. And anyway, he ended up leaving when Albert was a kid. His older brother, Benji, ended up in a wheelchair. And pretty early in life, he was addicted to heroin. He had substance abuse. He had the disease. And so he wasn't a good. So what happened is I kind of became his pseudo older brother / mentor / father.
Got it.
But in the beginning, it was weird, bro. It was weird because he would, like, hang out with me for 2 to 3 months straight. Like, almost every day we would do something. We'd go somewhere. We'd hang out. And then he'd ghost me for like a month or 2. He'd just disappear. And then he'd come back. And then so we would go through cycles of him hanging out, him not hanging out, him hanging out, him not hanging out. I think part of it was he didn't want to have a father. Like, he's like, I don't have a father and you're not my father type of a thing.
Got it.
Another part was, like, I was older than him. So he could only take being with me a certain amount of time. Then he had to go be with his friends. Because with me, he was always a beta. He was always younger.
Got it.
I always knew more. I had grades, you know what I mean? The whole thing. So I was the guy he looked up to. But then there was a point where he's like, oh, fuck this guy. Fucking his words and all this bullshit. You know what I mean? And so he would do something different, but he would come back. But, dude, he's part of the reason that when, for a very short period of time, I was a drug dealer, that I got out of it. Because, and this is, dude, I'm ashamed to say this, but this is the kind of friendship that I fucking love, and that he's my cousin, but he's my brother, and he's my brother because that's how much of a friend he is to me. Yeah. But I remember, long story short, somebody owed me money. I said, give me my money. They said, I don't have money. I said, I need my money. They said, well, I'll give you a gram of Coke. I said, I don't need Coke. I want my money. I went to my job. I was working at Farmers Insurance. I told some other guys, like, this fucking guy trying to give me a gram for $50. And they went, wait, is it good stuff? I'm like, I don't know. They're like, well, bring it, and I'll give you $50 for it. I'm like, fine. So I got it. She was a Colombian woman. So this stuff that she gave me was pure. I had no idea. I gave it to my friend. I go, give me the $50. Done. Thank you.
That was your one drug dealing transaction.
Then the very next day, bro, can you get us more of that stuff? Dude, you don't know how good that stuff was. I don't know. Let me find out. Hey, can you give them more stuff? So for me, it was, I'm not dealing.
Yeah.
I'm just getting from one to the other.
You were just the escrow account.
Right. Then about a week later, I'm like, nah. I'm not going to be bringing you guys Coke and not making any money off this. Cut to literally 3 months later, I'm slinging keys, bro. Slinging keys. And two things happened that changed everything. But one of them was, I looked at Bert and I go, hey, man, maybe you could deal here for me. Dude, I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed that that's even coming out of my mouth. I'm so, oh, God, what kind of fucking person was I that I did that to him? But I remember the look he gave me, bro. He didn't say anything. He just gave me the look. And
You're like, you're my hero, man. What are you doing?
yeah, dude, that was it. And I just, dude, it was like somebody putting a mirror in my face and going, this is who you are.
Yeah.
And they went like that, and they went, this is who you used to be, this is who you want to be, and that's who you are.
Yeah.
And, dude, I was shattered. And I think that even solidified our relationship even more, because I was like, this is the kid that's going to tell me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Not what, he thinks. He's going to be real with me till the end of time. And he still works for me now. And, I recently bought some property, some lots, a couple of lots up in Oregon, next to where we have a house in Oregon. And I plan on giving him that lot and helping him build a house up there so he can have like a place to go hang out when we go to Oregon.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. But, it's because he was always real with me. But, then I protected him later on in life when I could. And so he's probably, like, even though he's a cousin, he's the friend that I chose to be my brother. And I'm the friend that he chose to be his older brother / father.
Yeah.
And now that we're older and we've gone through stuff, those moments have come.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, you're the only father yeah. Okay, let's move on. But you know what I'm talking about, bro. But do you have friends like of that nature? That one's a really deep one, bro. That's, you know what I mean? That's a choice. But do you have like I know one? You know what? How about this, man? I have no idea what I would do if I lost Albert. I have zero clue, bro, as to how that would affect me. But you had a really good friend that you lost. So tell me about that friendship and tell me, go through it, bro. What was it like? The arc, you know what I mean? From beginning to, sadly, the ending. And we're talking about Ralphie May, by the way, guys. Ralphie May, go ahead. Talk about it, man.
Wow. Jesus, Ralphie saved my life. Ralphie, I was ready to retire from comedy. I've told you this story. It's like I was ready to retire, and he found out. And even though we were maybe acquaintances at best, he put his neck out on the line and found these opportunities for me because he...
Did he ever tell you why?
He knew. He wrote a book, and that I didn't realize that I had such... What the impact I had on him is... in his life is what Joey Medina did for Ralphie May at one point. And Joey Medina is another hilarious comic that's been around forever.
Joey's funny, bro.
Yeah, and he took Ralphie under his wing. I didn't know this until I read the book. And then come to find out, like when I met Gabe, that was my chance to give back the way Joey Medina gave to me. I had to read the book to find that out. And he stuck his neck out on the line, you know, and he hated being alone. You know, he was going through a horrible divorce. You know, his wife was keeping his kids away from him. So he was such a depressed guy, and I'm just watching him because
And at this point, he was living in your house.
I had to move into my house because he was just living out of hotels. He couldn't even go home, you know, because that's where that's where his wife and the kids were, and then the wife didn't want him around the kids, and just it was such a horrible situation. And I just have this truly depressed best friend and hated being alone, so I had to move him into my house. So he had his own room in my house, and I just remember stuff like I was living with my ex at the time, and Ralphie would I was an environmental engineer, so I'd go out and do inspections during the day.
Mm-hmm.
So Ralphie would just come out during the day and sit on the couch and flip the channels, and my ex would be washing dishes, cleaning the kitchen, and to give you a little bit of perspective, my ex would be like, Ralphie, let me know if you want me to be quiet. I'm just here, you know, making noise, cleaning the kitchen. Nah, baby, it's been a long time since I heard those noises. Please, please, please keep doing what you're doing. Just basic clanging of dishes is stuff that if you live out of a suitcase in a hotel, you don't have dishes in your hotel room, and shit like that would get to him.
Right.
And then I had a backyard, and he would go smoke a joint in the backyard and just enjoy himself. And I'd heat the pool for him because he was so heavy that he'd feel so much more weightless in the pool, and he was just floating there for hours. Yes, hours upon hours upon.
Right.
If it was a day off, that was, you know, that's where he'd be. But also there's times where I'm running my own show. Hey, Ralph, I think my headliner's canceling on me. I'll be there for you, baby. And he would just show up and not ask for a penny, and I would get a $10,000 Ralphie May performance for free, you know, and that's what he would give the fans, and and he was just such a good-hearted guy, and it's just he would save all of his merch money, and he would have the twins and I were together, and he had a shoebox of what I would easily say $30,000.
Sure.
He's like, let's go spend it. It's because this is all just cash.
It's free money.
Yeah, it's free money. So we go to the mall, and from shoes to jackets to anything, from performing to not performing. Wait, what kind of Jordans do you want today? And shit. And like, Ralph, why aren't you getting yourself anything? He's like, no, this is what warms my heart, baby. If I can take care of mine, I'm happy to do it. And he was that kind of guy.
Yeah.
And he passed away like in my house. And to find him, like we'd done a Thursday night show, and into Friday morning he was already gone. And so many heartbreaking things in that, you know. Like I remember, I got home because I was doing an inspection. I came back, and there was 4 fire trucks, 10 police cars in front of and you know where I live. It's a small little gated community. I just looked like this criminal in this community.
Sure.
And I get to the front door, and there's 2 cops in front of the house. Like, what's going? It's like, who are you? I'm like, this is my fucking house. What's the problem? It's like, are you sure you want to see this? And I think, and in retrospect, I think it was like a rookie cop that didn't know that they probably shouldn't have done that. But I walked into the room, and he was already stiff, and I'm looking at him, and I remember just sitting next to him, and I'm just like, come on, baby, just wake up. I remember those thoughts. Just wake up, Ralph. We got a show tonight. Right. You know, we got a show tonight, man, and I can't erase what I saw, and I'm happy I did, but you know, and my ex wasn't there at the time, and then she shows up, and I just grab her and I pull her away, like, I don't want you to see this, and like he's gone. Like, what do you mean he's gone? It's like, I made such a big meal yesterday that he wanted to say half of it to have it for lunch today. What do you mean? It's like,
right. What about the food, right?
Yeah, like, you know, that's
what about his sandwich?
Because she would take care of him. Like, you know, it's like, you know, hey, can I get a candy bar? No, you'll eat these fruits and vegetables, and then we'll talk about the candy bar.
Right.
And Ralphie was like, oh my God, you're such a ball buster. I'm just kidding, Gabe. You're never gonna find anybody better. You're such a ball buster. and just to be there for the end. Now, I thank God that he didn't die in a hotel room, you know, because he was like, you know, this life is all so many and living in a hotel out of a suitcase. I'm glad he died around people that loved him, you know, like, and that
in a loving environment,
and then truly cared for him, and
but you lose
you lose a friend, especially a friend that like, okay, we just did a sold out show last night, and this morning you're not with us anymore.
Right.
And I remember because I just started writing, and I started writing because I'm like, okay, can there be some comedy in this down the road?
Right.
And just to make light of it, that I understand it, these feelings are fresh, and I just started writing, and as I started writing, I started realizing this is I was kind of rhyming it, so it's looked more like a song.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't looked at it in a long time. I mean, I would say it's maybe halfway, maybe 3/4 done. But I had the title, and the title's what I had first right off the bat. And the title was just "Sometimes You Just Want to Be Sad." Because I would just go to the bar, and my ex and I would go there together, and we wouldn't say a word.
Right.
We wouldn't say a word to each other, or sometimes he'd like, "Oh, remember when Ralph did this?"
Right.
"Oh, remember when Ralph did that?" And
right.
just.
What was it? One of those things where, like, so I've noticed that when you buy a car, especially a new car, you don't realize how many people drive that specific type of car until you buy it.
Until you buy it, yes.
So one day you're like, I'm gonna get an Audi TT. I remember when I got an Audi TT. It was like when they first came out. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my God, look at all these other Audis. I never noticed they were there. Was it kind of like that his death, just put a highlight on all the stuff that you guys used to do, that you guys used to say, like things that he would say, TV shows that he would watch?
Yeah.
All of a sudden you'd be clicking, and then you go, Ralphie used to watch this show.
Like I still watch Naked and Afraid because of him.
Is that's the one, Naked and Afraid?
Yeah,
I was going to think I swear to God, I was like, Cake Boss?
Yeah. Naked and Afraid, and we would watch it like when we had off days and he had no place to go, and literally he was like, no, I'm gonna go home, but his home in the Hollywood Hills, that's where his wife was and the kids were, and he wasn't allowed to go there, but he had a house in Nashville. Well, where the gigs were this week, it wasn't financially responsible to go to Nashville and come back.
Right.
So we would watch marathons of fucking Naked and Afraid.
Oh yeah.
And just but he was big in watching like MSNBC, and he'd watch that for hours, and his brain, just the way to watch it work.
Yeah.
I never saw that guy write a fucking joke down.
Right, me either.
That guy broke his toe. That night he did 20 minutes on a broken toe. I'm like, how does he fucking do this?
At that point, it's just confidence.
It's just, and then it's like, and I've never seen you and I can compare it to you. I've never seen you write a joke down, and then there's a part of me that believes that it's like Ralphie left me and then still kind of just found a way to put us together in some odd way.
Right.
And it's like, and I, whether you believe in stuff like that or not, I do.
I do.
I sincerely do. Like, I believe Ralphie was an answered prayer, and Ralphie handed the baton off to you, because I as a comic, I knew I was, you knew you were smart when you were a kid. I knew I was better than some of these local guys that are around me.
Right.
And thank God that, I believed Ralphie saw it, and then in turn you did, that I may not be here, but I'm not down here, and somebody needs to. This is a very volatile area for a stand-up comic. It either goes down, you retire, or you keep trudging along.
Right.
And people need, like, I have comics that I'm grooming that I'm not going to let you quit. You are way too talented to fucking quit.
Right.
And Ralphie put so much belief in a handful of comics that if you're in that circle, fuck, you're in a special circle.
Yeah.
If you're in a Mencia circle, you're a special. If you're in a Russell Peters, as example, if you're in that circle, that is a very special circle to be in.
Yeah.
And Ralphie found a way to get me to believe in myself again, and just I hope when I pass away, people speak of me the way I speak of Ralphie. Is the greatest compliment I can give him.
Feel the way you feel about him.
Like this.
That they feel about you the way you feel about him.
Yeah. Like know.
No, I get it, bro.
No.
But that's what. See, this is the good stuff, bro. Because the reason why you miss is because there was something special there. There was something magnificent there. It filled a void more than just anything. It was, like I'm saying, bro, true friendship, like real friendship, goes so deep.
this kind of deep, and
Yeah.
it's a beautiful thing to feel, man.
Yeah, it's definitely a. If you feel so much pain, how lucky are you? Because that means the times were so great when they were around.
Yes. The opposite is true as well.
I had the best times. We would just talk shit to each other. He'd be smoking weed, and I would be drinking in my backyard. And I remember a conversation where I'm like, I don't understand why really dark black people like Kevin Hart and Shaquille O'Neal get tattoos, because you really can't see them. And he just takes a big puff of his joint and just looks at the sky. Skywriting at night, man. Skywriting at night. I'll never forget it. And
Jimmy Walker used to do that joke.
and I'd never heard it before.
Yeah. I remember the first time he said it in the original room at the Comedy Store. Why do black people get tattoos? You never see skywriting at night. I'll never forget it, dude. Must have been early 80s.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, late 80s, maybe early 90s. But yeah, I was. That being said, right, so that was yours, guys. I met in mid-90s 3 guys. Chris, this guy we called Cabby. And the reason we call him Cabby is because back in the day, Tiger Woods called himself a Cablinasian because he was a little bit of everything. Caucasian, black, Asian, Native American, Indian. Cablinasian. All right, so that was a term at one point. Anyway, this specific friend. And then there's Big Lou, right? We call him Big Lou because he's...
Big.
What do you think? No, he's little.
Oh, really?
He's little. He's shorter than me. So, of course, Big Lou. Hey, what's going on, guys?
Being a guy is great.
Right, we're just... So there's Big Lou, who's shorter than me. There's Cabby, who's part Asian, but he grew up in a white family and he never met his dad. And then there's Chris Cotto, 6'2", blah blah. Anyway, those 3 guys, when we met, they had girlfriends, and they came to a show. And
Were you already a comic at this point?
yeah.
Okay.
So they came to a show, and then they invited. I was like, golf. So golf was our connection.
Got it.
And we would golf all the time. And actually, for about 2 years, I sponsored Cabby on a professional tour.
Really?
He was that good. His problem was he had issues at the time in his head, and he got into law enforcement later. But all 3 of us we still hang out, we still talk.
You still
we
talk to
get
these guys?
together.
That's
oh
awesome.
yeah. I'm godfather to one of Chris's kids. So like when I go down there, I'll be like, hey, come down, and then we, But the interesting thing is that the except for Cabby ended up going through a lot of relationships, and then he ended up, he's kind of a little distant sometimes because he does a lot of undercover work and stuff like that, with what I can't say but anyway, he does. But Cabby is that, and then Chris and Big Lou, those guys kind of live not far from each other, and so yeah, we still go, we still hang out, they come to the shows, and the girls that were girlfriends are still their wives.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
dude, got kids and stuff.
Wow.
Like, Big Lou's daughter, Michael Pro, she's that good, soccer player.
Wow.
She was like an amazing. So yeah, and my godson was up for best athlete in Miami. That's how good he is. He's just he's a killer golfer, killer basketball player.
Wow.
Great kid. But yeah, I can call him. He's one of the guys that I can call and be like, hey man, I'm going through something. I'm going through something.
Yeah.
So he's one. Ride or die, those 3. Randy, ride or die. Bert, of course. One of them though that I haven't talked about, and I'm saving it. I guess I was saving it. Was the first time he saw me perform at the Comedy Store. I did that joke where I was talking about gays, and I said, if you could take a dick, you could take a joke.
Yeah.
And I literally heard one person laughing harder than anybody else. It was the middle of the night.
And the way he tells the story is that he had an act that had props, and we performed in the original room. Well, when he was done, he put all the props behind the curtain. He didn't realize that there's an actual door around the other side that you can go up and crawl back and get his stuff out.
Yeah.
So he thought, shit, we have to stay here till the end of the show to get
his stuff.
To get his stuff.
Yeah.
So the way he tells the story is he was like, it was like 1, almost 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm sitting there going, ain't no fucking way that anybody's gonna make me laugh right now. And he goes, and then Ned goes up and just destroys it. And he owns the comedy club in Birmingham. Well, it's actually Hoover, but Birmingham. That club. He's brought me there, God, in 1993-ish.
What, the Stardome?
Yeah, the Stardome. Early 90s. And I've been going there ever since because of him. He's become a friend of mine. And when his daughter, so his daughter had cystic fibrosis.
Okay.
And they were going to do when you have cystic fibrosis, your lungs little by little kind of die and so
deteriorate. Yeah.
They cut pieces off. Anyway, in a routine, I think it's called lobectomy. They were taking a little piece off, sealing it. They messed up, put a staple in the wrong place, got an artery, bled out. His teenage daughter died. And when that happened, I had just finished remodeling our home in Roseburg, Oregon. And I know that he's a golfer because we play golf all the time. So I was like, hey man, come to my house and hang out.
Yeah.
Come hang out with me, and then we'll go. And so we hung out, and we just kind of we went past comedy club owner, comedian to just you're hurting and I want to help you out. And dude, we're the best of friends, man.
Wow.
And there were a couple of times when I wanted to quit doing stand-up. There was those moments where I'm like, I'm just tired of it. I'm tired. I'm sick of defending myself. I'm sick of being funny every night and then having to tell people, hey, come and see me. Like, isn't it enough that I'm funny? Isn't that my job? Like, what more do you fucking people want? Like, blah, 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 blah. And he's the guy that I can call. And he will give me a perspective on life. And he's going to, say to me, stop. And he's not even going to sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's the one that's going to go, stop that shit. You know what you do. You know who you are. And you know that right now you need attention. And I'll give it to you. But don't come at me. Like, he's that. He just undresses me like, ouch. Fuck, bro. I called you for a little. Right.
Ow.
Right? Like, ow. Like, oh, are you really calling me? Like, okay, dude. Fuck. I just need a little TLC, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You just told me you have your 6. You got your 3 guys. You got Randy. You got Bert. And you got this Stardome guy. You got your 6.
Yeah, Bruce Ayers. And Bruce is somebody that, and then Bruce and his wife Cheech, and we've done trips together. We've done golf stuff together. That's been an adult relationship, and he's a guy that I can say anything to, that I can talk about anything to. All of these guys, ride or die for them. Everybody else is kind of on I look at it like a bullseye, right? Friendship is like a bullseye, right? That core, the one you're talking about, right? The 7. Because I love that you're not including yourself in my 6. Also, you don't want to fucking be a pallbearer in my shit, you asshole?
No, just what you
the
revealed.
fuck are you saying?
I'm just saying how lucky you already are.
I know. I want to have people fighting over my casket, bro. I want to have a casket with like 14 of them so that I can have way more people, dude.
The favorite joke I've heard is it's like, at my funeral, I want you to hire somebody to pretend to be my gay lover at my funeral. Dude,
that would be awesome. Bro,
I don't remember.
I already have the guy.
No.
I already have the guy. And by the way, it wouldn't be a joke.
Yeah.
We haven't fucking gotten to the next level of friendship yet, but Bernie would be that guy for me, bro.
Oh, I could see that.
Dude, if I died right now, you gotta have Bernie show up at my fucking funeral
but there's, I think
crying.
I think it's just because comics have that darker sense of humor. I think that one's funny.
I think it's hysterical. Think about Bernie. Think about Bernie singing a song. Right? Like, he'd be like, we used to do karaoke together.
And I've heard the other one I read that's funny where everybody gets it looks like a birthday card, and it's a little Ouija board that says "Let's keep in touch."
Oh, that's
like
hysterical.
But my other favorite one's like, if you're truly my friend, if I die, you grab my phone and you text my entire everybody after I've died, everybody that you know that I care about that happens to be at the funeral. And say something like, "I'm stuck, get me out," something stupid, but just some shit like that, where everybody's phone goes off at your funeral.
Right. The way I would set it up, I would set it up and go, Bert, here's what I want you to do. I want you to close the casket. And once the casket is closed, while you're up there with no phone in your hand, have somebody get my phone and text everybody, "It's dark in here. Could you guys please open the casket?"
Where am I? It's dark in here. Where am I?
Just have everybody freak out. No, but dude, Bernie specifically, like, oh, I wish it. Oh my God, that would be so great. And yeah, I'm you know what? I needed this episode because yesterday I was feeling really bad. Some stuff happened with my mom. Some stuff's going down. Everything's going to be okay, but I was just not in a good space. I wanted to lash out. I wanted to be angry. I wanted to tell all my haters, lash out at them and say, a lot of this is your fault for all the hate that you gave me, blah, 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 blah. This is coming after a weekend where I did a show at Bally's on Saturday in Lake Tahoe. And when this first date came out, the promoter was like, "Oh my God, I cannot believe how much hate I'm getting for promoting your show. Everybody's telling people not to go see you perform." And I'm going, oh, what is this shit? And they're like, yeah, they're like saying that you're doing everybody else's jokes. And I'm like, dude, why are they saying this? I know that they haven't been to my shows because I haven't been accused of stealing jokes in the past 20 years. I got accused of stealing 20 years ago, but that's the same shit that keeps going on and on. It's the same. So anyway, I was just in a space, and my friends took me out of it, and then having this conversation literally took me to the last step out, because right now I'm not in the space of woe is me. I'm in the space of what you were saying a second ago, like how fucking lucky I am that I have all these friends that I can like truly rely on and ask for anything, like for anything.
And you have a wife that loves you, and you have kids that are healthy, and like you have a car that works. Like, there's really, what the fuck do you have to complain about?
Well, I get to complaining because where does unhappiness usually come from? Wanting more than you have, right? It's the stupid songs it's the Sheryl Crow. It's not having what you want. Wait, it's not. What is it? It's not wanting. It's
not wanting what you have, or
getting
having
what you want, or wanting what you get,
right? Some shit like that.
But it's basically. It's easy to it's like what America's going through right now, right? We live in this great country, but a lot of people don't feel that way because all they ever hear is it could be better. America's fucked up. It ain't working. La la la. It's that kind of a thing. You get stuck, or I get stuck in the where would my career have been if not for?
Yeah.
And then when I get phone calls from producers that literally tell me you could have been on this TV show if it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Then it makes it even more real. But at the end of the day, it's still a hypothetical, theoretical, what could be. In truth, not only do I have friends that are ride or die, but I'm even making friends. I mean, ride or die. So it's still happening, bro.
I think as long as you have hope, Like you have hope that you'll be,
I have more than hope. I have faith.
and that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And but because I think about people like the stupidly rich people like a Jeff Bezos or Elon
Sure.
Musk, when they wake up in the morning, are they excited? There's nothing they could buy for themselves to make them happier. And you know, that's just a curiosity. And God, if we got to meet them, that'd be something I ask them. Like, what gets you out of bed in the morning?
Yeah, I'm sure that what gets them out of bed is what gets us out of bed, right? What the things, feeling useful, giving. But I think that at that point, look, here's what I know. If money truly made you happy, billionaires wouldn't get divorced,
Oh, that's a good point.
right? Because you chose this partner. This is who you love. You guys went through it together. That should be it. That's the ideal life. I love you. I love you. Listen, Jeff, I'm going to support you. You have this idea of selling books out of your goddamn trunk of your car. I support you. She was there for that.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's one of the richest ex-wives. Why? Because he wasn't happy with his life. Not just his wife, but his life. Now, it included his wife at the time.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. You know what I mean? So, and for her too. Because billions of dollars didn't keep their love together, didn't keep their shit together, didn't make them want to stay. Their problems still existed and persisted. So, no. Money doesn't make you happy that way.
Yeah.
It doesn't change all that. At the end of the day, you still become a human being, and it's still about those little things, whatever those little things are, right?
Yeah.
It's whatever those are. You know, because you've, been broken up for what, 6 months now?
Something like that. Shit. I
Yeah,
don't know.
and so you know the two sides of that, right?
Yeah.
You know the rhythm that you used to have, right?
The routine.
The routine. And that was comfortable. But then you start confusing routine for love.
Yeah.
And then you realize, wait, this is just a routine. This isn't love. And then you kind of start asking all these questions, and then you come to the conclusions. And then those are the friends. Is that the ultimate friendship? The wife, the husband, the lover, the person you think you want to spend your time with? Is that it?
I think so, because that's the person you end up spending most of your time with that
Right.
knows everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between.
Mm-hmm.
And she was that to me. And I'm not discounting the possibility of a future, but there was just I miss so many things, but as the bad things started accumulating, I'm like, I don't miss that.
Right.
And there's a hope that if she realizes that and there's a way we find each other again down the road, that's not a conversation I would avoid. I would absolutely take that conversation.
Right.
But I know there was things wrong with me, and there was things I felt that were wrong with her, but there was you spend 2 decades with somebody. If you and Amy got divorced today, can you imagine the idea of starting to date?
Nope.
God, no.
Nope. And no, I can't even imagine it. I can't even go for it. But you know what's funny is like a friend of mine jokingly yesterday trying to get me in, I'm talking to a friend, and he's, trying to get me to kind of
cheer you up.
And he said something like, shit, you keep acting like this, I'm going to tell Amy. and I was like, go ahead. She knows all this shit. And I went, oh my God, she knows all this shit. Like, she knows all this shit.
Yeah.
And, I looked down, and there's a text from her, some really nice, some, really cool. And I was like, wow, she's, she's that ultimate friend.
Yeah.
The one that I show my belly to.
Yeah.
And, she's 8 years younger than me. So I'm going to hang on as long as I can. Hopefully I'll pass before her. But, yeah, she's the one that brings me to center. She's the one that can piss me off. And, she's the one that can trigger me. She has the ability to make me smile and the ability to fucking just obliterate me, bro.
The best way I could describe it, like I would say this about my ex, and what I would absolutely say about Amy is that she can handle you.
Yes.
Without skipping a beat, she can handle you.
Yes, both. But we can trigger each other. I think that
But that's history. That's you know everything about each other. So of course you're gonna know the triggers.
we know the triggers. What we've never done, and this is one of the reasons why our friendship is so real. We've never fought dirty. We've never gone to that place.
No below the belt.
Never, bro. Never. She's never done it to me. I've never done it to her. I think maybe I've raised my voice to her a couple times, so not screaming.
Yeah.
Right? Not like yelling at her.
Yeah.
But one of those things where she's like, "Why are you screaming at me?" And I'm like, "Oh, you want me to scream? Do you really want me to scream?" That moment, then she's like, "You know what I meant." Well, that's not what you said. And then, it becomes a fucking argument. But no, I've never fucking nothing like that. We've never gone there. But it's interesting. And I've said this to the kids, by the way, which is interesting. Before we had kids, I told her, I go, "Listen, I'm going to love our kids. But know this. I know couples that are together who they love the kids so much, or one of the parents loves the kids so much that it's almost like it doesn't matter that the husband is there or the wife is there because the kid is there type of shit."
Yeah.
I was like, "I'm going to love our kids, but know this. You're always going to be more important than our kids, because I can always make another kid with you. We can always adopt another kid no matter how old we are. We can figure that out.
Yeah.
But without this, I'm not going to have
That
kids.
that doesn't exist.
That doesn't exist without this." So when that happens, and I get that feeling of that everybody tells you don't realize what it's like until you have this little thing in your hands that that they rely on you, that they depend on you, that this thing would die if you don't give it attention.
Yeah.
Literally die.
Yeah.
Like a fucking flower. Just die. Yes. But we've even told the kids, like, "Look, man, just understand we love you, but we had a relationship way before you."
Yeah.
Like the other day, me and Amy were kind of arguing, and Lucas, my 18-year-old, he kind of got in between and was like, "Calm down, guys." And I'm like, "Listen, son, stop yourself.
Yeah.
I know that right now you feel like I'm the son and I'm going to straighten this shit out. We've been together for 30 fucking years. Over 30 years. You're 18, bro. Actually, you know what? Yeah, 30 years. We met when I'm 28. Yeah, so we're going over 30 years now. We're good, dude.
Yeah.
You don't need to be here. So unless you want, in about 2 to 5 minutes, both of us to start talking about all your fucking flaws, you might want to step the fuck away from us. And
You're just walking jizz.
yeah.
Walk away.
And then, you know what I mean? Because all of a sudden he's going to say some shit and I'm going, "Don't talk to your fucking mom like that." And then she's going to say, and then all of a sudden it's going to be like, "And why are you up right now? What are you doing here at 3 o'clock? Blah, blah, blah." And then all of a sudden it's going to turn to him. But it was interesting because he thought, he didn't, for him it was just like, "Why are you guys fighting?" It's like, dude, stop. We've been at this forever. Relax. It's going to be okay. This isn't breakup conversation, dude. This isn't divorce talk. This is just, I'm a little pissed off. But it's funny because for the first few years of our life, we didn't realize this. But by the way, this was before Uber, before easy access to stuff like that. We would always get into a fight when she dropped me off at the airport. So we had separate cars, but I just didn't want to pay for parking. But then one day we realized, I go, "Wait a minute, let's stop. Why are we always fighting?" And she goes, "Well, not always." I go, "No.
Every time you drop me off.
You drop me off." And I'm like, "Why are you mad?" She's like, "Well, fuck, you're leaving." She's like, "Why are you mad?" "Well, fuck, I'm leaving."
I'm leaving.
Fuck, really? So then we solved it by me driving myself to the airport because we realized that subconsciously, I don't want to leave her. She doesn't
want you to leave.
She doesn't want me to leave. She could come if she wanted to, but that she did that for long enough. She did that for a few years. So I mean, we kind of, and so we adjust.
our relationship just adjusts every 5 years. There's kind of like a schism in our relationship.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's like, oh, we're at a new level here. Oh, we're at a new level here. You know, Lucas is 18. I have no idea when he's gonna meet. I have no idea. I hope he doesn't do something stupid and impregnate some chick.
Yeah.
But you know, we're gonna be grandparents sometime within the next 10-ish years, probably, maybe. I'm not sure. So it's gonna be another schism. So you know that friendship is gonna. But that is definitely, you know, we've been married for. So we've been together for 30 years. We've been married for 23, I think,
Wow.
of those. But when I say we've been together, when we first met, she moved in. Literally, we had sex and she never left the house. Like, pretty much.
Got it.
That's kind of how it worked out. So that is definitely the most intense relationship, the most honest relationship. It used to be a fuck, she knows everything, but now it's like she knows everything.
I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's cool. So, you know what? Yesterday was a fucked up, hard day for me, but man, today just thinking about my friends and my friendship and my wife and my, you know, one of my friends is my wife, one of my friends is my cousin / brother, and then friends that I had, and then, you know, young ones like you and Tino and Kaylin who are, you know, starting to get into that.
How lucky are you?
It's a good life, bro. I'm fortunate to have a life filled with friends that care about me, friends that would do anything for me.
If people eliminate themselves, let them. Fuck them.
Well,
They made the choice to walk away. Let them.
that happens, but I chose not to, you know, in this specific episode to talk about those people, the ones that are acquaintances, that become friends, that betray you, that, you know, show you a different side, that all of a sudden, you know, you realize that they were friends because you had the pickup truck, because you could take them to the airport, because you could help them move. You know what I mean? Those friends.
But all that comes in together to, you know, the cream rises to the top. So
to weed out the good ones.
Yes.
Yeah. To make the good ones
It's all
happen.
part of the process.
Yeah. I hope you guys are filled with life, with a life that has a lot of friends. Friendship seems to be such an important part of the fabric of everybody's life. I'm thinking that without friendships, and I consider being married, however you're married, I don't care. You know what I mean? You're a guy with a guy, girl with a girl. Don't care, whatever. However you find that, that's like a deep friendship. So you just separated from that. Now you're gonna seek that again. It's gonna be an interesting time for you to see what happens, bro. It's gonna be, look, you're looking. I mean, you're not looking, but
No.
you know, within a few months, years, whatever it is, you're gonna find somebody or go back to that, and you're gonna be again in a friendship with a woman and have a relationship, and you're gonna, you know, live that over again. It's a beautiful thing, bro. We'll be there for you.
Yeah.
We'll make fun of you when you fuck up. We'll start calling you pussy whipped and all that shit. You know, we're gonna be those guys when that happens.
Yeah.
And we didn't even talk about the cigar club, bro.
And I look forward to that. Yeah, the cigar clubs are different. That's
a whole different thing. Anyway, we'll get on that next time. Truly, man, hope that you're blessed with friendships. As you can see, they truly fill out the emotional part of who we are as human beings, I think. Without those, we'd probably fade into emotional oblivion. I would anyway without friends.
I would too.
Yeah. Hope you have good ones, man. Till next week, baby. Peace.
See ya.
Bye.